The most embarrassing drugs test I've had for a fight. This were in my last fight in Vegas. But before I get into that bit, I wanted to give credit to the Nevada State Athletic Commission, who's in charge of sport in Las Vegas and Nevada. They did do pre-fight medicals on fight week. So I'm not sure if you know this, but there's a big difference in how the medicals are handled in the UK and the US. So in the UK, you have annual medicals. You have a brain scan a year, a doctor's medical a year, and an eye test a year. Once you've had them, you're good to box for a full year without having to have them done again. So in the US, it's handled differently in each state, because I didn't have this in Oklahoma when I fought Cambosos. So in Nevada, Las Vegas, Golden Boy contacted me Monday night of fight week saying, Maxie, you need to be down in reception 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I was like, you're having a joke, aren't you? I were actually planning on having a right good lie-in, getting rested up. But I says, what's it all for? And he says, well, Nevada State, the Athletic Commission, who's in charge of boxing and sport, they need you to have medicals. I says, what sort of medical? It says, brain scan, eye test, and doctor's medical. And I was like, right, all right, fair enough. So I goes down to reception at 8 o'clock in the morning, bearing in mind, midnight the night before, I had only just arrived in Las Vegas on fight week after being deported. If you've not seen that video and don't know that story, there should be the link above me. So I got picked up by Golden Boy, and the first stop was my doctor's medical. And I actually recorded my lowest ever resting heart rate. Even despite everything I'd been through, been deported, the doctor, she put the clip on my finger to do my observations and my heart rate. As soon as she clicked it on and it registered my heart rate, the alarm on the machine started going off saying I need resuscitating. So my heart rate was resting at 32 beats a minute. You know, you can let me know in the comments what your resting heart rate was, if yours is in and around that, or if you've ever had it lower. But she said, right, before I start getting ready to resuscitate you, is your heart normally this low? Because this is really low. And I'd actually got my smartwatch on, which does my heart rate, and that had got me at 34. So I says, right, I said, it's not far off, love, because it's my watch has got me at 34. So she did my observations, the nurse, and then the doctor came in, gave me a good thorough examination. They took a wee sample as well. I don't think that was for drug testing, but you know, they were just checking me over, and I got the all clear from the doctor. Next up was the brain scan. And bearing in mind, this was 4 days before the fight, so it shows how quick and efficient they are at checking the results and getting it sent to the Athletic Commission and getting it signed off all clear to box. Normally in UK, when you have your brain scan, they say allow 2 weeks for us to have a look and we'll let you know if you're all good to fight. All UK boxers and trainers will know that when you are dealing with board, you know, you're always told, give them plenty of time, make sure they're in on time, and you give plenty of time to get the results. And then lastly was my eye test. And this was not like the normal eye test you get done for your medical ear. It was normal up to a certain stage, past that, and then what I did, they dropped some eye drops. I don't know what they were, and at first I thought Golden Boy had done this on purpose to fuck me over, because he put these eye drops in, and then he wanted to start talking to me and be my best mate, because he realised I was staying an extra week in Vegas. He got his computer screen and saying, look, go and visit this place, go and visit that place. And I said, look mate, since you put them eye drops in, I can't see a bastard thing. And he says, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Because he put these eye drops in my eyes, and he says, right, your sight is going to go blurred for the next 4 to 5 hours. And I'm thinking, no, I can't see. I literally can't see. I need help getting out the door. I get dropped off at a hotel, and the optician were right. I couldn't see out for the next 4 or 5 hours. And unfortunately for me, I can't read Braille either. But I had to lay down, and I got that all sorted and got obviously cleared to box. To the embarrassing drug test, In the US, unlike in the UK, you do the drug test first before the fight. This is under WADA, World Anti-Doping regulations, whereas in the UK you do it after the fight. So he comes to get me, he says, Maxie, can you go for a wee? Because we need to take a sample. And I thought, yeah, I've been drinking, but I thought, yeah. I says, I'll let you know in 10 minutes. I gave him a shout in 10 minutes later, and I thought, right, I'm ready for a wee now. Bearing in mind, my pre-fight meal was supposed to be a jacket potato, but I couldn't get hold of that. I'd had a really rich spaghetti bolognese, which were laying a bit heavy and playing hell with my guts. So this drugs man, this WADA man, he has to watch me literally standing with a cup in my hand, ready to have a wee. My body needs a wee, but because of that pasta, it also needed a number 2. But you know, you get that warm feeling in your belly where you know it's going to be an explosive one. My body can't tell the difference that I'm stood up or sat down. So I'm trying to push a wee out, but I know what's going to follow. This guy's looking at me as well, giving me stage fright, and I'm thinking, oh no. And I just had to look at him and say, listen, mate, can I sit down and do it? Because I think something's going to come out at back end. And he says, yeah, sure, man. You go for it. You do what you got to do. So I'm sat. They're going to hear you laughing. Sure, man. You can just do what you got to do. So, apologies if you can hear my wife laughing in the background, because so I'm sat on pot. I've got this cup so he can see, because he's got to see me, the urine go in the cup. And soon as I give it a push, I've got my head down, embarrassed, going, oh. There's an explosion, it splatters pan, and then shortly after that, there's a little trickle, and I get my 90 mil of wee in his cup, and he's satisfied. And I says, I'm sorry, mate, I'm sure you've seen a lot worse than this. To which his face didn't change, so I thought, oh, maybe he hadn't seen worse than this. So to confirm that this drugs guy had not seen worse than that, once I'd sealed the bottle and signed it off and gave him that, I was back in my changing rooms trying to warm up, and I had another inspector come who was going to watch me get wrapped up and keep an eye on me for the rest of the evening. So as he walks in, he says, I've heard you just blew a hole in the can. So they'd all been having a good laugh and a joke about me at my expense, that I just have the most explosive shit while I'm trying to do my drugs test just to get a bit of wee out. But yeah, that's the most embarrassing drugs test that I've had in my career. It normally goes a lot smoother than that after fights. But with the pre-fight rich spaghetti bolognese and been put under pressure by some bloke, it were an embarrassing one for me. But I thought I'd share it because hopefully it'll make you laugh as much as it's made my wife laugh. Yeah. But yeah, if you've had an embarrassing story like this, drop it in comments. Thanks for watching.